Hello, and welcome back to History's Hidden Weird, the podcast where the past gets a little stranger. I'm your host, Quinn Strange, and today's episode is about the town that disappeared overnight. There's a town in Pennsylvania where the ground itself burns. A place where the streets buckle, the earth steams, and warning signs read like something from a horror film. The name is Centralia. Or rather, it was. Because this once bustling mining town has all but vanished. Not because of war or disaster from above, but because of a fire beneath it. A fire that has been burning for over 60 years. A fire with no end in sight. What caused it? Why couldn't anyone stop it? And why does this strange ghost town still capture the imagination of urban explorers, conspiracy theorists, and horror fans? This is the true story of a town erased by fire, slowly, eerily, and irreversibly. Centralia, Pennsylvania, was founded in the mid-1800s, deep in the anthracite coal region. Like many towns in coal country, it thrived because of what lay beneath it. Coal fueled the trains, powered homes, and built fortunes. Centralia was a classic mining town, modest houses, churches, bars, and a proud working-class spirit. At its peak, Centralia was home to over 2,000 people. It was the kind of place where families stayed for generations. Where everyone knew everyone. Where the coal mines were dangerous, but dependable. And then, one day, something under the town caught fire. It never went out. It's Memorial Day weekend, 1962. Centralia's town council wanted to clean up the local landfill, a common enough task. The site was an abandoned strip mine being used as an open dump. So they did what many towns did at the time, they set it on fire to burn away the trash. The fire was extinguished, or so they thought. But underneath the landfill was a hidden opening, a thin, forgotten tunnel that connected to the network of old coal mines beneath the town. And that's all it took. The flames slipped into the cracks, down into the coal seams, and found their fuel source. From that moment on, the earth itself was on fire. At first, no one thought much of it. Underground coal fires were known hazards. Dangerous, yes, but not unheard of. Surely this one would burn itself out. But it didn't. The fire moved, slowly but steadily, through the coal veins. Beneath homes, roads, cemeteries. Residents began noticing strange things, smoke pouring from the ground, patches of scorched grass, the smell of sulfur in the air. Still, life went on. It wasn't until the late 1970s and early 80s that Centralia's situation became impossible to ignore. Basements grew unbearably hot. Carbon monoxide detectors started going off. A gas station owner measured the temperature of fuel underground. It read over 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Then came the moment that changed everything. February 14, 1981. Valentine's Day. A 12-year-old boy named Todd Domboski was walking in his backyard when the earth opened up beneath him. A sinkhole, 4 feet wide and 150 feet deep, swallowed him alive. Fortunately, he caught hold of a tree root, and his cousin pulled him to safety. But it was a wake-up call for the rest of the town. The ground wasn't just hot, it was unstable. Dangerous. Lethal. The fire, invisible for so long, had finally shown its teeth. After the sinkhole incident, the federal government took action. The mine fire could no longer be ignored. Over the next few years, Centralia became a kind of bureaucratic nightmare. Attempts were made to extinguish the fire, through trenching, flushing, sealing. But every plan failed. The fire had spread too far, too deep, and too unpredictably. Eventually, the U.S. government made a difficult decision: they would buy out the town. Through eminent domain, most residents were relocated. Homes were condemned and bulldozed. By the 1990s, the zip code was revoked. Streets were left to crumble. Only a handful of residents remained, refusing to leave. By 2013, there were fewer than 10 people left in Centralia, and legally, the town no longer exists. Today, Centralia is little more than a memory. The church still stands, so does the cemetery. But most of the buildings are gone. Nature has reclaimed much of it. The fire beneath the town? Still burning. Estimates suggest it could continue for another 250 years. Maybe more. Coal doesn't burn fast, but it burns hot. And the anthracite under Centralia is among the purest and most stubborn in the world. You can still visit. But the warnings are clear: unstable ground, toxic gases, no trespassing. Even the infamous graffiti highway, a stretch of abandoned road covered in colorful spray-painted messages, was finally covered over in 2020 to discourage visitors. But people still come. Drawn by curiosity, mystery, or something stranger. Because of its eerie atmosphere, smoking ground, empty streets, fading tombstones, Centralia has become a kind of cultural myth. Urban legends swirl. Some say it's haunted. Others believe the government hid something deeper. That the fire was just a cover-up. One rumor claims Centralia inspired the video game and movie Silent Hill, a town consumed by darkness, abandoned by time. While not directly confirmed, the similarities are unmistakable. In fiction and in fact, Centralia has become a symbol of something haunting and existential, a reminder that the ground beneath us is never guaranteed. The story of Centralia is both tragic and quietly terrifying. It's a story about human error, a simple fire set to clear a landfill. It's a story about stubbornness, the belief that the fire would go out, or could be ignored. And it's a story about invisibility, how something can destroy from below, slowly and silently, without anyone noticing until it's too late. Centralia may be mostly gone, but its fire remains. Burning. Hidden. Relentless. This has been History's Hidden Weird. I'm Quinn Strange. Thanks for listening. Stay curious. Stay kind. Stay wonderfully weird.